So now I would like to invite Sir Imran Hussein from Sapiens Institute UK. Round of applause for Sir Imran Hussein. He will address you inshallah on Islam and atheism. Sir Imran Hussein sahab.
अच्छा शेख फाद ने आपसे अमेरिकन इंग्लिश में बात की, मैं आपसे ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश में बात करूंगा इंशाल्लाह, ठीक है ना? तो पहली चीज, first thing, jazakallah khair for coming in such numbers. May Allah bless you. My Urdu isn't that good, so I can't give a full lecture in Urdu, unfortunately, not yet. Atheism and Islam. There is no comparison between the two. There is no comparison at all. Atheism is a failing ideology. It's actually a failed ideology in the West. Atheism, secularism, liberalism, feminism, all of these isms and schisms which arose after the Enlightenment in the West are failing miserably. Now there's many reasons, but I want to share a few reasons with you today which I think will help you in completely avoiding such ideologies and helping those that may be suffering from these ideologies. Atheism is a worldview, as Sheikh Fahd said, and it has some foundational principles or beliefs, some of these presuppositions. Atheism believes fundamentally that there is no God, there is no creator. There is no creator of the heavens and the earth. There's no one there. If there is no God, brothers and sisters, I want you to think about this for a second. If there is no God, what does that mean? That means that the universe and everything that exists has arisen by what? It's what? It's an accident. I want you to follow me. If there is no God, there is no creator, then everything that exists, the entire universe is one big accident. It's here by chance. And if the universe is an accident and here by chance, what does that mean about things within the universe? What does it mean? They are accidents. And if that's the case, what does this mean about us as human beings? We are also accidents. Now, according to their perspective, accidents don't have a purpose. Accidents just happen. In English, they say, they have this saying called, you don't cry over spilt milk. Doodh gir jaye to uske upar rona nahi chahiye. That's what they say, right? It doesn't sound as good in Urdu, but in English they say this. Accidents don't have a purpose. Okay, so number one thing I want us to understand, that these ideologies that deny God, that deny Allah, that deny the Creator, deny our purpose. What they say is that the human being has no intrinsic purpose or value. You have no purpose. There is no meaning to life. There is no ultimate meaning. Now think about what that means for the human being. We need meaning as human beings. Without meaning, we can't function in the world. We need direction. But on atheism, there is no ultimate meaning. You exist for no reason. Think about how that makes you feel, how morbid that is. You have no reason for existing. This is why we had the advent of the existentialist philosophers in the 19th century and the 20th century. The existentialists, Nietzsche, Jean-Paul Sartre, who else? Camus, Albert Camus. Who's heard of these names? Good, you haven't heard of these names. You don't need to hear about these names, right? But these existentialist philosophers, their objective was to try and inject meaning back into the life of human beings. Because they realized turning away from God means what? Human beings have no meaning anymore. There is no purpose to life. This is leading to depression. This is leading to anxiety. This is making people depressed. So we need to re-inject some meaning back into their life. So they came up with all of these fancy ideas and all of these fancy theories. Sartre was all about living responsibly, live responsible lives. Nietzsche suggested the Übermensch, the Superman. Other existentialists say you have to create your own meaning, your own purpose. And telling the human being to create their own meaning and purpose is literally putting the human being in the position of God. Because now you're creating your own future. You're directing your own life, so you give the human being a God complex. And they failed, because ultimately, without God, everything is fundamentally meaningless. Because what is everything? Think about it this way. I'll give you another way of thinking about it. If everything is random, without any purpose, without any cause, that means what? Atoms and molecules whizzing around for millions of years, bumping into each other, eventually, randomly form into more complex forms of matter, and then produce the universe and everything in it. That's all it is. Cold, dead, random physical processes. We are just walking atoms and molecules. That's all we are. Right? It depresses people. It removes all meaning from one's life. So atheism, denying God, removes meaning from one's life. And this is a big problem for humanity. And the West is suffering from this. People in the UK are suffering from this. Young people in the UK, youth, they're looking for meaning and purpose. They can't find it. They turn to hedonism. Ziyabai mentioned hedonism earlier. What is hedonism? Just do what you want, YOLO. Have fun, enjoy yourself. You're going to die. Make the most of life. Fulfill your desires. That's it. And what happens when one starts to do this? Most of our desires are very negative. Right? What do people turn to? Drugs, alcohol, pornography, sex addictions, and all these other things. And what happens? You see, the human mind, if you think about it from a psychological perspective, you chase these things. You take a drug for the first time. I hope no one's taken drugs here before. Yeah, inshallah. But you take drugs for the first time, what happens? You get this high, this boost. You get this euphoric feeling. And then you chase that same feeling the next time. But when you take the same amount, it doesn't give you the same feeling. So what do you have to do? You have to bump up the dose. And then, the third time, you have to bump up the dose again. And eventually you take such a dose that kills you. Right? And this is the same with most of these other desires as well. So meaning is missing. Identity is another thing. Who are we? What are we? What are we? According to the Western secular tradition, what is the human being? The secular atheist tradition. We are intelligent animals. That's all we are. Intelligent animals. How does that sound? Not really fulfilling, is it? A way of looking at the human being. So that's another problem. And you don't know who you are. So what are people doing today? Let's decide what we want to be. You want to be a table? You can become a table. You want to associate with being a chair? Yeah, you can call yourself a chair. You want to be a cat or a dog? You can be whatever you want to be. Right? And because another thing, without God, the third thing is the crisis of morality, ethics. What's right? What's wrong? Remember, there is no God anymore. So there is no objective moral morality. Objective morality goes out the window. Morality becomes subjective. So you choose what's right and wrong, what the limits are. And every few years, you change the limits. What's being accepted today in the West and in other parts of the world as okay, 10 years ago in the same part of the world, it wasn't okay. But it keeps changing. It keeps changing. Why? Because there is no objective grounding. They don't have Allah. And this reminds me of the ayah in the Quran where Allah says, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. Such a powerful verse, brothers and sisters. Allah says, do not be like those who forgot Allah. And as a result, Allah made them forget themselves. They are the true transgressors. If you don't know Allah, you don't know yourself. If you don't know your Creator, you don't know what you're doing here, or where you're going, or what life is all about, or what's right or wrong. You are absolutely lost. In the true sense of the word, you are lost. And it's unfortunate, brothers and sisters, wallahi, it is unfortunate that we have seen whatever small little, traction atheism has had, or secularism has had, or liberalism has had in Pakistan. It's unfortunate because we have Islam. We have Islam, the truth, and yet we have been inclining towards these ideologies. The West, fine, couple of 100 years, they had no relationship with Christianity. They were lost. And the Christianity they had was a very distorted version of Christianity anyway. Not what Isa alayhi salam brought. But we have Islam. We have the final revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have the preserved way of life. Has the Quran changed? Can it change? Who's protecting it? Then what's happened? Wallahi, what's happened? Why have we turned away? We need to turn back. And the first thing we need to do, as the brothers mentioned earlier, we have to reformulate, rethink our understanding of what Islam is. Islam is not a religion. The secularists wanted you to believe it's a religion. Why? Because the word religion has a specific meaning that's been associated with it. It means what? A set of rituals and practices that you do in your private life. That's what they want you to believe Islam is. Islam is not this. It's a deen. Yeah, we say way of life. But I would also say it's a worldview, as Sheikh Fahd said. Understand Islam as a worldview. And I'm going to end on this, brothers and sisters. I'm going to share some because we're talking about existential stuff today. The meaning of life, identity, purpose, morality. Let's look at how Islam addresses these realities from an existential perspective. Who are we according to Islam? What does Allah tell us? What are we? We are a human being. We are comprised of body and soul. The ruh that Allah created with His own hands. A special creation, brothers and sisters. Do the comparison yourself. Juxtapose it yourself. Secular, atheistic liberalism says what? Intelligent animal. If they're generous, they'll just say animal. A species of animal. According to Islam, you have the ruh, the essence that Allah created. He shaped you with His own hands. You are a special creation. So Allah defines who you are. What is the purpose of life? According to secular atheism, no purpose. Make up your own purpose. Do whatever you want to do. What does Islam tell us? وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. That Allah did not create us for any other reason except to know Him and to worship Him. Elevating our status. We are the worshippers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't worship people. We don't worship ideologies. We don't worship other people's views and notions. Our sisters don't follow the ideas of other, maybe fat old uncles that are sitting somewhere deciding what women should wear today. Allah defines that for us. He tells us what the roles of men are and what the roles of women are. And doesn't mean one is better than the other. It's a different topic. Allah caters for both, the men and the women. So brothers and sisters, Allah defines these things for us. Who are we? Our identity is clarified for us in Islam. Our purpose is clarified for us. What are we doing here on earth? Secular liberalism, what does it tell us? You are just here. You just were thrown into existence. You didn't choose. You're an accident. What does Allah tell us? He created what? Allah says in Surah Mulk, He created life and death to test which of us is best in deeds, in actions. This is a testing ground, brothers and sisters. This is not paradise. Paradise is coming in the next life. For the materialists, the secularists, the atheists, this is the only life they have. That's why they want to make it paradise. This was one of the visions of the Enlightenment thinkers. This worldly utopia. So enjoy yourself. Live a fun life. You only live once. But Allah is telling us you are being tested. Don't waste this opportunity. You are going to return to Allah very soon. Make the most of this life. Worship Him. Do the best you can. Live an upright life. And don't just be silent, recluse worshippers that sit inside their homes and just worship Allah. Find Allah yourself. Connect with Allah yourself. And then go out there and change the world. Every single messenger Allah sent, every single prophet, their job was what? Da'wah. Calling people back to the truth. Reminding people of what they were doing here. Because the dunya is designed to deceive you. Shaitan is going to deceive you. And whose responsibility is it now? After the messengers have gone, whose responsibility is it? The Christians? Is it their responsibility? Whose is it, brothers and sisters? Our responsibility. So let's fix ourselves, inshallah, and let's go fix the world. And there's huge potential in Pakistan. Wallahi, brothers and sisters, I'm not just saying this because I'm in Pakistan right now, or that my parents are from Pakistan. I am saying this because I was here in 2017 and we did a tour with youth club then as well. And wallahi, brothers and sisters, I saw such potential in Pakistani youth. I was shocked. Even in the West, you don't see this. How well read the Pakistani youth are, how intelligent you guys are, how much you love the Prophet ﷺ, how much you love Islam. You have all the base materials. It's just unfortunately over the past couple of decades, some external ideas have come in and just shaken us a bit. But the way to fix this is to turn back to Islam and understand it as a worldview and connect with Allah. Connect with Islam, connect with the Quran, and then carry that message forward to the world. And I believe if Allah wills, you can be that source of change in the world, inshallah. Don't see yourselves as inferior. Don't look up to the West. There's nothing special there. I'm from there, Sheikh Fahd from there, and many others. You speak to any speakers from the West, they'll tell you the same thing. There's nothing special. The people in the West are looking for the truth. They are hungry for the truth. They are desperate for the truth, brothers and sisters. But we need that revival. It has to come from somewhere. If it's not going to be you, if you don't take up the responsibility, Allah will choose another people, as Allah tells us in the Quran. The question is, do you want to attain some of that reward? Do you want to make your life significant, meaningful and purposeful? And when I say that, I mean beyond the 9-to-5 jobs and having a family. All those are part and parcel of life. But do you want to give your life a profound meaning and do something significant? That at the end of your life, you want to be in the position at the end of your life, you are on your deathbed and you say, Allah, I did my best. I really tried for your sake. You have the potential, brothers and sisters. Wallahi, don't give it up. You guys are young. You guys can change the world. You just need to believe it and turn back to your Creator. And honestly, if you have Allah, you have everything. Wallahi. If you don't have Allah, you have nothing. You have nothing. You can be a millionaire, you have nothing. When you die, you take nothing with you. You come into this world with nothing, you take nothing. Go look at these millionaires, these famous people, actors. Where are they? 3-4 weeks later, they're forgotten. No one knows them. No one cares about them. If you want to really make your life significant and valuable, turn back to Allah and do His work. Do His work, brothers and sisters. Jazakallah khair. I'm not going to take much time. May Allah bless you all. I'd just like to say, inshallah, may Allah bless the organization, the Enlightenment Club, mashallah, they're doing a phenomenal job. They have all this nice curriculum they've set up. So please, if you haven't already, join the work that they're doing, go through the education. This will set you up, inshallah. Yeah, this will really help you become those leaders, inshallah, that this country needs and the world needs, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.